global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Nigeria is actually in for a rude shock as just fairly recently there was an agreement between Azura during the power sector reform where Nigeria may likely be paying $30 to $33 million monthly due to agreement contract default. But right now we are looking at a situation where the sovereignty of Nigeria may be under siege and may likely be ceded to China due to also the same problems, as REP has uncovered clauses that may put Nigeria as a country in danger. The House of Representatives on Tuesday raised alarm over lethal clauses in Article 8, subsection 1 of the commercial loan agreement signed between Nigeria and Export-Import Bank of China, which allegedly wields the sovereignty of Nigeria in the $400 million loan for the Nigerian National Information and Communication Technology (ICT) infrastructural backbone phase 2 project signed in 2018. Chairman House Committee on Treaties and Agreement Honorable Ossai observed this during an investigative hearing in some of the agreements signed between Nigeria and China, where the Minister of Transport Rotimi Ameachi responded to various questions on the ongoing modernization of railway projects being implemented by the Federal Ministry of Transport. This is just as the Minister of Transportation, Honorable Rotimi Amechi, warned that the Chinese authorities may not sign the $5.3 billion Ibadan-Kano railway line loan if the parliament continues to investigate the agreement. According to the agreement cited by Nigerian Tribune, which was signed by Federal Ministry of Finance, that's the borrower, on behalf of Nigeria, and the Export-Import Bank of China, the lender, on the 5th September 2018, Article 8, subsection 1 of the agreement provides that the borrower hereby irrevocably waivers any immunity on the grounds of sovereignty or otherwise for itself or its property in connection with any arbitration proceeding pursuant to Article 8, subsection 5 thereof, with the enforcement of any arbitrary award pursuant thereto, except for the military asset and diplomatic asset. Ossai said, I have also seen from the Ministry of Communications where Nigeria signed off some certain level of its sovereignty if part of the clauses is breached. So when the National Assembly reacts in this manner to question some level of agreement being entered into by any ministry of this country with any other nation, we have every right to question that, because anything that is going to happen will happen to our generations unborn. Whether we get it from China or not is immaterial. The most important thing is that we must save and protect our people as regard agreement, because most of the agreements that have been signed, the National Assembly has no knowledge of them. Even the details embedded in those agreements are not forwarded to you when demanded counterpart funding. For counterpart funding, you don't have the details clause by clause. In line with the act that established DMO, we need to know those details even before going to sign such agreement. But those details are not provided to the parliament, so we have the right to question them. Worried by the development, Ossai summoned the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Usman, Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Dr. L0se Pantami, and Director General of Debt Management Office (DMO), Mrs. Patience Oniha, to appear before the committee on August 17, 2020, with all relevant documents on the controversial agreement. In a related development, Ossai, during investigation into various railway contract agreements signed between Nigeria and CCECC on the modernization of railway projects, demanded details of the agreement signed on the construction of various railway lines, including Abuja-Kaduna, Lagos-Ibadan, and Lagos-Kano railway projects. According to Debt Management Office (DMO), as at March 31st, 2020, a total of $96.15 million had been paid on the loan, leaving a balance of $403.85 million as outstanding, while the interest has been paid based on semi-annual on reducing balance basis with 30 years maturity date, leaving 10 years payoff window. The chairman, who expressed concern over the conflicting position between the director, that's the legal, and the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mr. Gabriel Christopher, warned that the minister against blackmailing the parliament. He said, "You are trying to blackmail this committee. You are trying to pit this committee against Nigerians," adding that there was the need to investigate the variations on interest rates, which he described as arbitration. We are not saying because the money is not paid directly to people in this country. We have seen the agreement. We have also seen a clause where sovereignty is wavered if we default. We have seen it in the document. It is here in this document where the sovereignty of our country is wavered, and we believe that this particular clause is not part of what they have brought to the National Assembly to approve. No National Assembly, no National Assembly member will look at that clause and approve such. In your own way, you might be right with what you have done, or you are right with what you are doing to defend this country, which when reaching and signing this agreement, others may not be so. So we must take a critical look at them one by one. This committee has not been functioning in the National Assembly before, but now the committee has started functioning, and we must use this committee to defend Nigerians, he emphasized. In his response, the Minister of Transport, Rotimi, Ameachi, disclosed that the sum of $500 million was the loan component borrowed from China, while the balance of $349 million is the counterpart funding from Nigeria. While urging the committee to defer the investigative hearing till December to enable Nigeria conclude the process of the loan, he said, I have said here to the House, and it is a pity that I am saying it in public. This government outside Nigeria, they are sensitive to what you say. Nobody is stopping you from your investigation, and no government from outside Nigeria can stop you from doing it. We are only saying that Nigeria has applied for 3 loans already for Port Harcourt Maiduguri, that's Eastern Railway. The Minister of Finance told me that she was stopped and told that the next borrowing plan will not be approved unless you get Port Harcourt Maiduguri. Port Harcourt Maiduguri goes through the southeast and the northeast. The only south town is Port Harcourt. We are about to apply for a loan. They will not grant that loan. Then you summoned us back to the House to ask why we are constructing Lagos Kano, and we are not constructing Port Harcourt Maiduguri. Can we be allowed to get this loan? Then you can summon us later, not to start what you are doing and the whole process will then be stopped, he observed. While reiterating his position on the need to step down the investigation pending the conclusion of the processes, the minister said, "My fear is that at the end of the day, some sections of this country will suffer if they stop giving us these loans. 2 projects that will suffer. The first one is Lagos-Ibadan rail line. We have not finished the disbursement. We are asking for a loan to commence work from Ibadan to Kano. The day China say the government is not supporting the loans you people are taking, we are no longer giving you. That is the end of the project. I completely concede to you, Chairman, and to the House of your powers to investigate, to oversee, to oversight the executive. But in oversighting the executive, there's what is called national interest. You don't understand the pressure I suffer when I travel down the east and I'm being told that we are not doing any railway in the east. Again, the economy of this country can only be propelled by transportation. We don't mind this investigation, but can we please shift it to December or January when we would have possibly taken all these loans? Once we get these loans, Chairman, turn me upside down. I will answer you. There are rumblings up there in China, and there are loans we have asked for. If your government is not in agreement with this, don't forget that there are all sorts of allegations against China here and there. We can stop, and the moment it is stopped, the following things will happen. Lagos Ibadan is not completed, and I want to put it on record so that when it happens, they would know that I said that Ibadan to Kano too, the minister said. Speaking earlier on the details of the parameters of the loan. Legal section of the Federal Ministry of Finance, Mr. Gabriel Christopher, explained that the concession interest rate was 2.5%. One of the lawmakers who frowned at the development said, "This committee is not and will not put an end to this project ongoing. It should be on record. It is not the intention of this committee to stop any project that is ongoing. This committee represents the Nigerian people, and the Nigerian people have questions, and we will ask those questions to get answers for them. This committee is not in any way antagonizing what the Nigerian government is doing. As far as we are concerned, Nigeria is lacking key infrastructure. And if we can get good loans anywhere in the world to finance this infrastructure, this committee will even recommend more. The only thing we want to know is more facts about loans. For instance, Ministry of Finance told us they secured a loan of $500 million. The project in question from your Director of Finance is $849 million. Is it that Nigeria came in with counterpart funding? We also need to know. Nigerians are asking questions, and your ministry is very key and critical to the survival of our economy, particularly with the railway sector, which is something we have been trying to take off for a very long time. We got $849 million from the Ministry of Transport, and we got $500 million from Ministry of Finance. There's a discrepancy somewhere, he noted. While ruling, Ossai, who observed that Section 21 of the Debt Management Office Establishment Act, which partly states that no external loan shall be approved or obtained by the minister unless the terms and conditions shall be laid before the National Assembly and approved by its resolutions, directed the ministers and other stakeholders to appear before the committee on the 7th of August 2020 unfailingly. Guys, you have heard it. You have heard it all. Let's meet in our comment section. We have been saying this thing about this Chinese Chinko loan they've been collecting. We don't understand the terms and conditions. Bam, it has happened. Nigerian sovereignty is at stake, and they still want to collect more. What kind of railway are you doing that our sovereignty is under?